Hello, this is Scott Baceno on HEXUS TV. We're here at Scan Towers in Bolton, where they've just had the official opening of their new retail part of their building. And I'm talking to Elan Raja, who's the director of Scan. Elan spoke to us earlier about Scan's strategy, which incorporating this new retail outlet, a new warehouse and a new website. And one of the things Elan focused on was that Scan believes that there should be a greater emphasis on things like customer service, value add, and good old-fashioned retail values. So I wanted to ask you, first of all, Elan, if you could elaborate on what you told us earlier.
Sure. The way, or the simplistic way of putting it down there, is that there's two balancing factors. I'm not going to go textbook on you, but customers want more, and we've got to be able to deliver it and make ourselves different from how everybody else does it. In a nutshell, that's the problem we're trying to solve through. Looking at the way how the e-tail market's growing, that's where we are. E-tail's, a very special market, and that's our majority market. What we're seeing over a period of time is, if you were to look at the whole market and how it's changing through, technology's changing very quickly. There's new product updates going through, there's price drops and everything coming through in, a very small period of time. Us and all our, co-partners and competitors out there in the market are all kind of adapting to how the market evolves.
Yep.
With that, there's a whole breed of new entrants coming into the market. We call them the EDI boys, the guys that don't have any of the infrastructure.
What does EDI stand for?
Electronic data interchange, electronic data interface, depending on who you talk to.
Can you just elaborate on what that refers to?
What it simply means is the companies setting up with an EDI feed don't own any stock.
Right.
Quite simply, they go to the distributor, see what they have on the shelf. They'll say, okay, well, can you send me a link with what you've got, and I'll publish that on my website, and I'll add on a little bit.
Yep.
And undercut everybody in the market. Now, great, as a theoretical model, even better. Customer gets the best price on the planet, and so on and so forth. But what happens in that instance is that when you've got support infrastructures like this that guide the customer through everything else there, it doesn't come at a massively expensive price, but it brings competition down where people start trading with one another because it's a website.
Yep.
Someone walks into a store, half the decision to want to buy has already been made because they've made the effort to go there. When they go on a website, it's website A, website B.
Or they could use like Kelku, some price comparison service.
Kelku, price comparison sites who, charge a fortune for what they do. And it's great because it helps the customer make very easy price comparison decisions.
But that's all they're comparing is price.
Price. And great. Price is, in my view, 80% of why people would choose to buy something. But what I'm focusing on is, we're not out on price. In fact, on a lot of products, we are price leaders. In the same instance, if we are out on price, it's by pennies, not pounds.
Yeah.
But for those pennies or whatever comes through there, there's a whole load of infrastructure costs that go in to support it through, bringing the partners together, getting all the latest products out in the market as fast as they can come through, and making a song and dance out of, getting them there, being first to market, but supporting the customer. Because there's a million parts, well, not a million literally, but there's many parts of the whole supply chain, from supplier to us, to courier company, to customer, then the customer's got to support the warranty for a couple of years, So literally there's a sort of, we're bound for 2 years to keep that customer happy.
And so presumably you think, as you're bringing up the example of these sort of EDI setups, presumably you think that consumers, while they might save a few pennies by going through them, in the long run, it's to their disadvantage. Can you elaborate on how it's disadvantageous for them to go through those sorts of web EDI fronts?
Somebody could argue, if you don't look after the pennies, the pounds will disappear. But the counterpart to that is penny wise, pound foolish. Our aim is to get the best possible value to customers. This isn't something where we're talking about overpriced or anything else.
Of course not.
Users compare price.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you started charging tons more than everyone else, you'd be out of
no
business
customers
no
left.
Yeah.
But in the same light, we've also got to start emphasising on the fact that we care about customers. I'll give an example of your forums. We're on there, and sometimes we get a royal butt kicking, on them. But what that allows us to do, and this whole 3XS philosophy that we talk about, is getting the right specifications, the right service levels. Only then customer gets satisfied and comes back for more. The forums and the butt kicking allows us to kind of regulate ourselves and what we need to be changing to get that point across.
Without any feedback, you can't know what you're doing right now.
Exactly, and that's the value I'm talking about. That the sort of EDI boys out there, the people who are just spidering each other's websites.
Can you just explain to me what spidering means in this context?
That's simple. Company A, Company B. They both look at each other's prices and set the programs to automatically loop each other's pricing. So if you have a price, I have a price. We lock each other's prices. It's public information. It's on the website.
Yeah.
You lower your price by a penny. My software says, oh, he's lowered it by a penny. I'll beat him by a penny.
And it's automated.
To many extents, depending on the complexity of the companies involved, it's automated, and is great for the customer. Absolutely brilliant, because at the end of the day, the guys are sat on the shelf watching these big companies throw little stones at each other. All of a sudden, they sort of down. Textbook theory for it, economists call it perfect competition. That somebody goes out and sets the market price, and the whole market will just standardise on it, which is a great thing. Now, it's a very sensitive topic, when it comes down to, talking about pricing and everything else there. But when you start looking at the bigger players in the market, the ones who have got actual infrastructure in the business, they've got, 100+ members of staff working there. There's service support departments going there. There's people to pick up the phone if they've got a problem. That's what goes into it. In fact, the bigger companies are probably less profitable now than they ever were because of the way our margins get eroded, service levels get eroded, and our view on it is let's put keep things as they are, keep the service levels high, but we've got to keep aggression on the price and make sure that we're always there and sort of matching the market and making sure that we add the best value possible to customers. I'm Elan Raja, Director of Scan Computers, and you're watching HEXUS TV.